friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. For today's video, I have a check-in on my goals. I am officially moved into my new home. I have a new setup. It might sound slightly echoey. I don't know how well you can hear me. Bear with me as I try to get all of this figured out. I did not do an update for April for my Strive to Thrive in 2025 challenge here, and I did not want another month to go by. And so I'm going to talk to you really quickly about how kind of March and April went since the last time I checked in with you. I was going over how my February goals went. Wow, is that true? Yeah, I think the last time I checked in with you guys was the beginning of March. So here we are about to start May. So I need to talk to you guys about how I did in March, what my goals were, and how I did for April. You can see so many check marks here because I did a really great job of, sticking to my goals and my action steps. So April was a really fantastic month. I wish I could have checked in sooner to talk to you about April, but we'll just kind of recap and then I'll get into my goals for May. So if you've never seen one of these Thrive in 2025 videos from me, myself and a group of like-minded women have all gotten together to help motivate one another and keep each other on track to thrive throughout the year of 2025, to take action on our goals. If you want to see what all of my annual goals for 2025 are, if you missed that video, I will link it in a card above so you can go and check that out. All of the steps that I'm taking throughout the year are to help me reach those goals. So throughout the month of March, when I last checked in, I talked about how these were the things I wanted to accomplish in March. You can see some check marks and some X's because it was sort of mixed success. So I did solidify my morning routine in March like I wanted to. I did decluttering and spring cleaning. I did not say in the video that I filmed this kind of overview of my goals for March, but that ultimately was in preparation for moving, which we'll talk about more in April. I did set some short-term savings goals. I managed to eat out, I don't know, probably about the same, honestly, in March as I had in previous months. Never got around to researching gym memberships. That was all in an attempt to help me get my physical health under control. And this is not something that I have pursued since then. So that's something I need to be thinking about on my radar for maybe the second half of this year. We'll talk about that later. I had a ton of doctor and dental appointments I needed to schedule and also start going to those appointments, and I did a good job of that. And in terms of work-life balance, I wanted to make sure I was not putting any work hours in for the business that my husband and I run on weekends. So that was kind of how March went. Pretty good overall. My main goals in April were around moving. We purchased a new mobile home the end of March or early April. I can't even remember at this point, you guys. Feels like such a blur this past month. But a lot of these goals were surrounding that and also some of my more physical health things. I've been going through a lot of struggles with my physical health. I've done many updates in vlogs and various videos throughout the last couple of months talking about the issues that I've been having with my lungs, as well as some headaches that I've been struggling with, and some teeth things as well. So a lot of these goals that I had in April were surrounding taking care of those things. The very first one was to get an MRI. I've been having headaches. My neurologist wanted me to have an MRI just to be on the safe side. I do have a history of sarcoidosis in my lungs. It can manifest in the brain, so he wanted me to get an MRI. However, I've really been struggling to get the MRI because I have extreme claustrophobia. It's not something I ever dealt with before, but has sprung up later in life now. and it's really, really bad. So I actually attempted to get this MRI on 4 separate occasions. The first time it was a bust because they scheduled me for a mobile MRI, which is like smaller than your average MRI, and your girl's not small, and I would not fit properly in there. And actually, I think that is what triggered my claustrophobia, because they tried to put me into this MRI that was too small, and I panicked. So they then rescheduled me for a large bore MRI, which I attempted and got through 1 scan before I had a major panic attack and they had to pull me out. So then I tried that same MRI machine a 3rd time. I guess it was a 2nd time for the wide bore machine, but a 3rd time overall, with some help of some medication to help relax me, which also failed, and I was not able to complete the MRI. So they scheduled me for an open MRI, which also triggered my claustrophobia. So 4 strikes. And my doctor has now said we'll hold off on the MRI entirely. He's going to send me for a CT scan of my brain instead. And based on the results of that, I suppose, he doesn't expect that he's going to find anything on these images. It's just like a precautionary thing, but depending on how the results of that come back, they may sedate me for an MRI in the future. But that is the route that we have chosen to go. So MRI was a big fat no. Failed. Okay, CT scan. Now this CT scan here on the list is not the one for my brain. That is going to be upcoming in May. This CT scan was for my lungs. I've been having trouble breathing. I do have pulmonary sarcoidosis, as I mentioned. So I needed to schedule and have that CT scan. Luckily, that went off without a hitch. I was able to get that CT scan. I got the results back that showed some issues with my lungs. I got put on prednisone. I have taken that short burst of prednisone now, and I am feeling a little bit better. So overall, that was a success. I also needed to have a braces consultation in April because your girl still has some baby teeth, and they are starting to wear out finally after 40 years. And so I needed to figure out what I was going to do in terms of, once these baby teeth that I still have were pulled, what am I going to do to fill the gaps, right? Because they're canines, they're right up front. We talked about the possibility of dental implants, but my orthodontist and dentist both seem to think that they're going to be able to use braces and pull my impacted canines, my adult teeth, down into place. So I had my braces consultation. It does sound like I am going to be getting braces in May at some point. So very nervous / excited about that. My next goal was to close on our home, which we did. We got the keys. We have moved in, which was my next goal. I wanted to start unpacking, which I have done. I have been vlogging all of that process with you all. So if you haven't checked out my moving vlogs, I've been trying to post twice a week and sharing that whole process with you. So I did do that, and I wanted to get new furniture, which we did. And I shared that in those vlogs as well. So overall, April was a fantastic month. I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish, with the exception of that MRI. But we have a new plan in place now. So overall, March and April were pretty darn good. Overall, in general, the first quarter of the year was a big success. I feel like I am on track to, continue towards reaching those overall annual goals. So now let's talk about my plan for May. So May is continuing with very much the same theme as April. It's all about our home, getting things settled and situated, and continuing with my physical health goals. So the very first thing I want to do throughout May is get settled in my new home. I'm actually well on my way to this, and April is not even over. I feel like I've done a really good job of getting moved in, getting things unpacked and set and situated. It's nowhere near perfect, but I feel like I really want to use May to just complete the moving in process, get the rest of our boxes unpacked, get everything decorated and set up and in place. So that's a big goal for May. I want to focus on meal planning in May. This is something that I talk about pretty much every month. We eat out entirely too much. Now that I have moved into this beautiful kitchen, I want to be cooking more, and I have been doing that so far in April. I'm going to continue in May. I want to focus on meal planning and eat out just one time a week or less. I'm also hoping in May that I can start trying to get this weight off. You guys know I've been on a weight loss journey my entire adult life, off and on. I weighed in at my neurologist today and I was 295 pounds. So I am this close to 300. I don't want to get there. So I really want to get back to tracking my calories, trying to cut down on this weight. I know that will help me overall with my physical health. So yeah. Also on the list here is to go ahead and get braces. I have a consultation for the first week in May to take all the rest of the images that need to be taken and to set up like my final plan for what we're going to do with the braces. And if all goes well, I should be getting those braces put on sometime in May. So that's why I went ahead and put this on my goals list. If for whatever reason it has to roll over into June because of scheduling, then that's fine. But I want to get my braces this month and start on that journey. It's going to be a long journey, like 3 years is how long I'm expecting to be wearing braces on my teeth. And to go along with those braces, I really want to focus on my oral hygiene. I know that it's going to be a longer, tougher, harder process once I've got, metal mouth. So I really want to make that a priority. And then the other thing I want to make a priority is a little weekly self-care spa night here at home. I have a beautiful master bathroom in this new home. I have a gorgeous, huge bathtub, a fantastic shower, and I want to make use of that and really start a good self-care routine. Because I'm doing a lot of focusing on my physical health, but my mental health's important too. And I think that this is a great way for me to kind of unwind at the end of every week. And so I wanted to make sure that I prioritize that. Okay, so now that we have got caught up, I've talked to you about how the last couple of months have gone and my goals for May of 2025. I want to hear from you. What goals do you have for the month of May? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Also, make sure you check out all of the collaborators for the Thrive in 2025 challenge here. I will have them all listed down below. I'll have their channels tagged. Go send them some love, give them some encouragement. I would really appreciate if you would. Thank you so much for watching and for putting up with the sound quality and just like the quality in general. Hopefully the next time I sit down with you, it will be better. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.